Hey guys, I know I haven't done this in a while, so I'm definitely gonna be a little rusty with this. But here is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Chunk 3. Yeah, Chunk 3, and it's gonna be chapters I think 17 through 35, and I think I'm probably just gonna name this the Zeppeli chunk. This is where he comes in. Mm. All right. Now, the first thing that's happened after the last one, Jojo, of course, gets sent to the hospital because of the fight that he had with Dio, and it turns out Irena is has been taking care of him for the last few days, which is nice, and he gets to see her again. And then it cuts back to the mansion that's now been burned to the ground, and it's at night, and the guy that sold Dio the poison comes back to probably just search for valuables, but it turns out Dio is there, and Dio, I think he basically turns him into a zombie. I don't think a vampire, and and now they're serving under him, and let me check what's up next. Oh yeah, and during the night while Dio is basically being strolled around, he finds Jack the Ripper, and he recruits him and makes him, of course, stronger, turning him into a zombie, which is pretty bad for our heroes. But let's see what's next. And now that Jojo's finally out of the hospital, he goes back to the mansion, and he finds Zeppeli there. And Zeppeli is the new. Well, he's a very interesting character, and I like him a lot. And Zeppeli actually fixes Jojo with his power, the Hamon. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And Jojo's wondering how did this happen, and Zeppeli explains to Jojo that it's kind of ripple energy where you use the uh, energy inside of you to do certain things, and he demonstrates this by hitting a frog on a rock and destroying the rock, but the frog is completely fine. And Zeppeli says he will train Jojo in the way of the Hamon, and that also Dio is still alive. He didn't die in the fire. But after that, after the basically training montage of Zeppeli teaching Jojo, they go to the town that they suspect Dio is in. While they're going there, Jack the Ripper stops them and confronts them. Jack the Ripper gets injured by Zeppeli, and he tells Jojo to go finish him off. And with his teachings, he beats him pretty easily. And then they start going into the town. And while they go into the town, they find a kid that steals their luggage. But of course, they catch him pretty easily. And I think the kid's name is Poco. I think that's his name. I might get that wrong, but. And then they find out while they were chasing him, they were led into a cemetery, and Dio arrives, and Dio raises all the zombies he's made while he was in there, and he has probably made hundreds and hundreds of them. And Zeppeli tries to beat Dio, but Dio freezes his arm and injures him pretty badly. And Speedwagon helps Zeppeli while he's injured, and Jojo is actually fighting two warriors. The warriors' names are let's see here, Buford and Tarkus. He first fights Buford, and Buford, he's a very special zombie, and well, both of them are. That they were serving under the Queen, I think, of Ireland, but she got killed by the Queen of England, and they swore revenge on the Queen of England. But during their fight, it turns out Buford has this weird hair power, where basically his hair is kind of like an extra limb, and he also has a sword. And during the fight was actually pretty good, and Jojo ends up beating him. And as Buford is dying, he gives Jojo his sword and dies peacefully. And then Tarkus, being a less honorable person, he steps on his corpse and he starts fighting them. But Zeppeli and Jojo and the rest of them decide to escape. And Tarkus follows them, and they fall into a castle, and Jojo gets trapped inside with a kind of, I forget what they called it, but it was basically 2 chains that they latch onto a person's neck, and the other person tries to drag the other person up to the top and basically behead them. And during that fight, Jojo's losing pretty badly, but Poco actually climbs into one of the small windows that Zeppeli and Speedwagon can't go. And he helps, and he opens the door. And Zeppeli tries to help Jojo, but it ends badly. It ends very badly. Zeppeli gets wrapped up in the chains and basically cut in half. And while he's cut in half, he gives, as his last wishes, because he knew he was going to die there. His master told him the place where he's going to die, and he saw that the place was there. And he gives the last of his Hammond power, his ripple energy, to Jojo. I know, basically awakens more powerful energy inside Jojo, and he uses that to break the chains and beat Tarkus. And then we say goodbye to the wonderful man Zeppeli. He was very honorable, and he was actually a pretty great character. I liked him. And that ends that chunk. I thought it was going to be longer, but I think I kind of sped through this. But I do like, and now that that's over, I'm done with the chapters now. I'm just going to give my overall thoughts after this. The ripple energy, I've never really seen a power like that in manga before until I saw this. And I like that it's a contrary to the vampires and the zombies, of course, because it channels the power of the sunlight. And I like that. I didn't expect Jack the Ripper to be in the manga, but I was like, oh yeah, it takes place in the 1890s. Actually, I don't know when he was there, but no matter. And Dio shows us his power that he can basically turn anything into ice, which is a very contradictory power to the ripple energy. And I am looking forward to it. Reviewing the last chunk, and because the last, I think I'll wrap it up now, because the last chunk is going for part 1 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Will chapter 36 to chapter 47, and it'll be finishing off this. And yeah, how did you guys actually like Zeppeli? Because I don't really know a lot of people's opinions on it, and Zeppeli is a good character. How do you guys like this chunk, and what like this group of chapters? And I hope to talk to you about it in the comments. Alright, bye guys. See you later.